All right, because we're live. Welcome everyone to the Warehouse VIP room with all the lovely D&D stuff here. It comes included with the D&D room. I'm trying to do this regularly Friday streams. So we had pretty busy day, so I wasn't able to get to it earlier. So now we're doing it now. We were looking at some property to hopefully pop up somewhere else eventually, because we're only here for a finite number of months. So we want to make sure that we are getting ready sooner rather than later. I don't like running up against the deadline and then trying to find a place. Just not the way I like to work. If any of you've been to any of our events, everything's pretty detail oriented. We like to think about most things that we do, and so this is no different. We want to find a place that's going to fit our needs and be awesome for you guys. So that's we looked at a place today. We looked at a place yesterday. We just emailed a few more places. So if you know anyone who has property that is looking to rent it out to some super awesome people, let me know so that we can hopefully grow into a larger space, because I think we might need it. D&D by far has taken off like crazy. And I think the only thing limiting our D&D groups is our rooms. We don't have enough room. So we want a place that we can grow into and just support the D&D community, support the tabletop game, board games, all that. Stuntman Mike, yes, new possibilities is correct. We'd love to get into some streaming rooms if that's if that people want to see that. I put a little feeler out there on the Warehouse community group on Facebook, and it seemed like a lot of people had very positive things to say. They were concerned, of course, with sound pollution, but I think I can fix that. I think I can. I don't have a very big construction background. I have a little bit, so I think I can whip something up, like foam insulation, stuff like that. We'll make it work, and it will be awesome. If you want to hear more about it, you can ask me in the live chat or a little later in the comments, and I'll go into more detail. So let's get into the topics of today. Google Stadia was the biggest thing that was announced with today or yesterday. We knew about it. It was coming for a while. We already knew, like last year, but it finally dropped. And I've been getting a lot of questions already, like, how is this going to affect Warehouse? How is it going to affect gaming in total? And I think the biggest important factor is that it's speed, right? Speed and data caps, because it's going to be almost like watching YouTube, except you're watching and interacting with your game. So here in Alaska, it's going to be a big issue, because most people I know don't have the top tier GCI or MTA tier, and so with GCI, you're going to hit those your bandwidth limits per month, and that's going to be terrible, because not only now you're adding game streaming on top of your normal Netflix stream, YouTube streams, Twitch streams, so you're going to hit those bottlenecks real quick. Also, if you're not on the top tier or close to the top tier, and you want to stream at 1080p, 60 FPS is a hog to download. And anyone who plays Twitch knows that, to send and download. So that's going to be a pain in the butt. And if your network has any of that latency, or has any latency issues now, then that could be an issue. So, and then forget about 4K, right? I mean, I can almost barely play 4K as it is, even on GCI's highest tier. You have to remember that when you do speed tests, like, GCI is not testing throughout the whole world. They're testing basically to themselves. I got a message. Not a big deal. And so when you do speed tests anywhere else, it's a little bit slower. So I feel Google Stadia is going to be awesome when you're traveling, when you're other places. But when you're in Alaska, I don't see it being a big thing yet, unless they make a data center up here or partner with MTA or DCI to put their gaming servers inside of Alaska. then there's not you're always gonna have that latency of trying to get back east with or well west with your data with those packets. It's not going to be good. Not when MTA gets their the new fiber line going from here to through Canada, we might have enough bandwidth then for Google Stadia, especially at the 4K resolution. But I don't. I think I would. For me, I would hold off because you're just gonna out of focus. There it is. So you're just gonna have that latency issues and those bottlenecks. So unless you have top tier GCI, don't even worry about it. Welcome, Electro Might. You are here. That's right. You are wherever you are. That's where you'll be. So I'm kind of curious what everyone else thinks. I think they're basically just doing the same thing that Valve did with their controller and stuff like that, and being able to stream from another PC. The only difference is that you don't have to have any hardware at all except for fast internet, which is we're at a downside here. I'm moving off to the next subject. I know it's quick, but there wasn't a whole lot with Google Stadia. The pricing $9.95. Not it's another Netflix subscription. Yes, we are definitely talking about Stadia. Their controller, not very revolutionary. As far as I'm concerned, it looks like an Xbox controller with a little bit of a hint of PlayStation. Put it that way. I really wish they would have added some buttons, like more buttons. So not don't get me wrong, not like A, B buttons, but more like different types of share buttons. Your face as a controller. Actually, in some with a Leap controller, that could kind of work. And there is that issue where you don't own your games, but that's kind of an issue anyway. With anything like Steam, right? That's the biggest competitor. You own the game per se, but you don't, right? I mean, there are some games that aren't available on Steam anymore, but you get to keep them in your library, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, I tried deleting, because unlike something that you own, you can just take that disc and throw it out, right? It doesn't work anymore. Throw it out. I tried doing that with a game that I own through Steam. And I bought it through a Humble Bundle, and they wanted me to throw out the whole Humble Bundle. I was like, no, I don't like this stupid game that no one likes. I just want it out of my library, out of my life. I want to clear it out. I have 120 games in my Steam library. I should be able to delete individual games without having to delete a whole bundle. We're going on a tyrant. And I never realized you can hide them and you can set categories on them. But for me, it's not enough. I want that satisfaction of just throwing it away, right? The trash. You can empty the trash bin out. Yes. And speaking of that, we'll probably add it to the list. Steam sale, the summer Steam sale should be later this month, or I think the 28th, I think is what I heard. 20 to 28th. Don't hold me to those exact dates, but it's this month at the end of the month, Steam sale. Hold your butts and your wallets and stuff like that, because there's just so many games out there now. And someone mentioned I miss being able to put games in your library. You can still do that. They still have that option. I have issues finding CDs. I don't go to the Cop USA if it was still around. I don't go to these places and go, oh, look at that, the new game. It just doesn't exist. And I don't know anyone else who has either. No one's come to me like, yo, bro, I got this new game at Best Buy. It's never unless they're buying a video game or a console game. Another next part of the exciting news is MTA. Everyone's probably heard it by now. MTA is hiring their first esports coordinator. How crazy is that? It's funny. 2 years ago now, about a year and a half ago, we were hosting LAN parties at Coots, and we had a lady, excuse me, we had a lady laugh at us because we were playing video games, right? She just got done drinking and painting some cool painting, whoop-de-doo. And we were playing video games, and she was like, look at all these gamers. They're being not social and playing their video games. And I'm like, I kind of confronted her, like, that is so rude. How can you say these gamers aren't being social when they're all here together playing games? And sometimes they're playing against each other or with each other in co-op. I feel like painting, yeah, backwards minded. That's exactly right. I think painting is less social than gaming because, like, you're not inviting your friend to help you paint on canvas. You're painting it by yourself, drinking by yourself. I mind you, even in a public space, you're painting your own painting. There's nothing. It's not like Minecraft where you can invite all your friends to work on this world painting. It's you with a paintbrush, which you're probably bad at. I can't judge. Maybe you're a good painter. Still, you're doing it by yourself. And I and the warehouse community have created this place where people can be together and game. And where I'm going with that is that MTA has seen that from the first time we talked to them. Right, we were already in our stride when they came to us and said, "Hey, we like e-gaming." We're like, "Yes, thank you." And now they're going a step above and beyond, and doing an coordinator position, esports. Now, I recommend everybody, if you like esports at all and you have any know-how, definitely apply. I know a friend of mine, good friend of mine. He was like, I want to apply with all my heart. I just don't think that I'm good enough, right? There's plenty of things that I don't think I'm good enough, but I try, and no one's gonna be against you for giving everything your best, right? And what's going to come of it is that you learn something and you're a better person for it. And exactly, Phoenix is 100% right. The worst they can say is no, but at least you opened up those channels, right? You took that leap of faith and you tried and you believed in yourself at least a little bit to apply. And so whenever someone goes, Tristan, like, you're good at IT, there's this IT position, you think I should apply? I'm always yes. Doesn't matter how outside of your focus it is. If you have the question of whether or not I should apply, it's yes, 100%. Because you never, a lot of people that I know have gotten into where the positions that they're at because they applied on a whim and it worked out great. It was great. And I've done it too. I've been like, I don't know. And it turned out awesome. And I learned so much that way. And so if you love esports, you're a Twitch person, you're a YouTube person, go apply. I'm sure it's on MTA's website everywhere. And I can't wait to see that next person. And I can't wait to see where they go with it. I know we're slated, how about, with their E Unlimited tournament later on this year. And it's going to be just bonkers huge. And I'm sure their esports coordinator is going to probably be hired, and that'll probably be their first gig. So you already have a step up there. You already know what it's going to be. The Unlimited tournament, that's your thing, right? You're going to, from the day you get hired to then, is going to be all about that. So I'm super excited to see how that turns out. I almost applied myself, but I think it's a little bit of a conflict of interest with myself because, I own warehouse and we are continuing to do awesome things here in Alaska. And I just don't think it's the correct fit for me. I would love to do it. Don't get me wrong. I've been on their page, their application page, like 5 or 6 times today. Just like, maybe I should, oh my goodness. It would be super exciting. So I'm on a different laptop, so hopefully it doesn't freeze up on us like it did last week. This week should be at least a little bit better. Speaking of like Steam and Microsoft MTA, let's talk about some MTA, some more. They have actually sponsored us, so that's awesome. And That's why I get so excited when I talk about MTA and what they're doing and what they bring to the community. Unfortunately, like here in Anchorage, like we have to use GCI, and GCI has been good to us in the fact that they've never denied us service, but it's like very neutral, right? Very hands off. Um, so that's what I have to say about them. Their service has been at bigger events sometimes a little tricky, and until our network support for WAN failover, so we can have 4 modems, and 3 of those could die, and we could still be just fine, which is fine unless GCI as a whole goes down. Then it's hard on us. But for the most part, it's always been like a modem or two, and we so every once the gamers will be like, "Oh man, a lag spike," and little did they know that 2 modems went down, and I'm sweating in the background and just drenched. And they're like, "Yeah, a little bit of lag spike," and I was, "Oh, thank goodness." And MTA, we hosted 1 or 2 events with MTA's internet, and it just hasn't gotten down. And that's been with 1 internet connection. I can't say modem because I haven't actually seen the modem yet on that side. I've throughout my years I've been working on MTA stuff because I deal with residential clients when it comes to computers. But I've never, for these commercial bigger events, I've never seen their modem. So I could be its modem, could be hardwired directly to one of their whatevers. So, but in any occasion, like 1 internet drop has been perfect. And they'd be like, "Hey, how much internet you want?" I was like, "How much can you give me?" They were like, "We can give you like, I don't know, 600 by 300. And I was like, 300 baud kilobit? What's going on? No, 300 meg uplink. And I was just like, "Whoa, that's crazy." And every time I have an issue, I can talk to MTA with their group that I'm connected with, and they have nothing but helpful things to say. They're like, "Hey, Tristan, what do you need? You're doing an event. Tell us what you need. Need manpower? We got it. You need TVs? We got it for you." And most of the time, it's I like to host a pretty sleek, streamlined event. So most of the time, I don't need their help, but whenever I have needed help, the few occasions that I have, they step up and they're on it right away. So MTA, awesome, and I'm super happy that you got the esports coordinator position opening up. Can't wait to see what happens. Hopefully you see this. You might not. You're a big company, but hopefully you do. I know people in the comments seem to like you, so that's an awesome news. Speaking of awesome news, I do want to talk about some of the new things that we would love to do in the new spot. Hopefully, if we get a bigger space, we want to get into diversify a little bit. It is a big community. We want to do a lot to help. So hopefully, not only can we offer the streaming boost, which I'll go into a little bit later, but we also want to do computer repair because I'll tell you a story of kind of what made me think about it. We were at an event. It was SenchiCon a year ago. I think it was the last SenchiCon. We had someone getting ready to be in a tournament. He had this big monstrous case, and he came up and was like, "Hey, I got a problem. My CPU fan heatsink tore off my motherboard. Luckily, it didn't tear out the processor with it, but this monstrous thing was just, I think we just had that quick. Maybe the little one. Monstrous heat spreader just fell off his motherboard, and we're just like, "Oh crap, what happened?" And so I had my toolbox, and I found zip ties, and I actually zip tied his heatsink back onto his motherboard to the point where it could actually boot up, and he played the game. And no, I'm not kidding you. I saw him at Art of Comic-Con, and I was like, "Hey man, where's the new heatsink? Like, let's see it. You probably got something awesome." No, he's still working a year later off this zip-tied heatsink that I just whipped up in a matter of like 10 minutes. And it works, still works. But seeing things like that makes me want to like, well, when they come to play, why not also offer computer repair because I'm good at it. I have 10 years of computer experience. Why not offer that? And so that's kind of what I want to do. And it'll help fund warehouse a little bit, and it'll help gamers and their parents or people who are less computer inclined to get their computer repaired. And sometimes, if I have an extra part and I know that gamer really well and I want to help them out, maybe I'll just do it for them, uh, and get them up and running, because that's part of the joy of LAN parties, right? Is helping other people. And no, not more duct tape doesn't always help, especially with thermals. But helping the community has always been, it's kind of why we do it, especially LAN parties, and being able to help people out when they're in time of need is something that we love to do, and that shows with our charity events, stuff like that. So with our next location, be on the lookout for the for computer repair. And if you need computer repair, I do that, and I do it. I have a consulting business that I do full time now, and so that's where I do that. But now we're going to try to offer it in the warehouse, and so I'll work on it while we're working warehouse. Now onto the streaming booth. I enjoy streaming. I'm a little bit of a closet streamer, so come out the closet, and I'm a streamer. I like to stream. I like to be social. I think that's more important. And so I see other people who want to be in the streaming scene, like, oh, I wish I could stream, but my house is noisy, or I just don't want to do it. I am not in the closet now. I'm in the VIP room, as you can see. Although this could be a closet, like if the door is here, you don't know how deep this room is. That's fair. Question: wouldn't you be too busy to repair computers? I can do both because there's a lot of downtime with fixing computers. Like if you're reinstalling an operating system, that takes time. Not as much time as it used to take. It used to take for like a couple hours. Or doing scans for viruses and like that. It takes time, and so you can do that and then host as well, especially if they're similar. I got to turn off that autofocus. Especially if they're basic issues and the computer repair is kind of in the same area as the people. I can do both, and I have done both before. I've managed an IT shop. I've also owned my own IT shop at one point, and so plus you have an awesome helper. That's true. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's been times where I've been so busy at the warehouse where I'm starting to kind of float a little bit, and you're like starting to do a little panic mode. I work great under stress, but still sometimes you're like, oh God, what am I going to do? Which doesn't really happen. Very, very rarely does it ever happen, but I can count on a lot of people from the community to jump in, like help me set up, help me tear down from the big LAN parties. And I do appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome for that. Getting back to the streaming, some people are like, hey, I want to stream, but again, too noisy. My life is a little bit hectic. I can't do it during the day, whatever it may be. But and sometimes, so I feel it when I'm wanting to stream is that I want to go to somewhere that's meant for streaming, just like some people who study might go to the coffee shop, right? It's an environment that's for that. And so warehouse is an environment to game. I would like to create an environment for streaming, and like an office where you pay a monthly access fee, just like you would like the maker space or somewhere else. And then you get 24/7 access to this streaming office where you can come in, you can set your stuff down, make yourself a coffee, work on videos, but you would have access to these streaming rooms. I think we're going to probably hopefully go with 4 at first, where you can just come in. There'll be 2 stations where we'll have everything for you, being a mic, camera, lights, computer, everything. Maybe even a stream deck. It all depends on how much feedback I get. People like it. And you sit down and you stream. And each room hopefully will be themed out a little bit. But if you don't want the theme, you can also roll up a green screen and use that. And so you can create your own atmosphere there. The other 2, we would probably provide like a monitor, mic, and webcam and all that, and you just bring in your computer and you stream that way. Hopefully we'll have 2 monitors, one being your game and the other being your chat and everything like that. Make it a lot easier for you to create up a streaming environment that you would have at home, but a little bit more professional, hopefully. And then included with that, you'd also be able to have an editing workstation. Not a workstation, but you'd have space to edit your stuff, where you can have access to storage. So we'd have a storage network where you can save your videos to, and you'd have access to that server, so you can bring down your videos, edit, and then so you can archive things. And then we'd also have a transcoding server. So let's say you record something, right? You stream it live to Twitch, but then you have a process where you edit it later and upload it to YouTube. A lot of streamers do it. You cannot, if you're a partner, you can't, correct me if I'm wrong, you can't stream to 2 sources at once. You have to stream directly to Twitch and that be your primary thing. But there's nothing saying that you can't edit it later and then upload it to YouTube. So we'd have a transcribing station transcoding. So that hopefully it reduces your processing time to get those videos out on the web. And I think if that catches on, we will then get actual workstations, like heavy duty editing workstations with 10 gigabit internet, or not internet, but 10 gigabit network speed. So you can edit your files 4K, 8K as quick as possible when 8K comes to happen. In addition, we want to have a cool podcast D&D room that you can host out of. So if you want to host a weekly D&D night and you want to stream it, we would set up the room so that all you have to do is log into your XSplit or OBS and start streaming with all the cameras already set up for you, all the mics already set up for you. You just stream. And it would be great for D&D. It'd be great for podcasts, vlogs with multiple people. Anything that you want to use it for, it'd be available for and included in that price. Beyond that, we'd have, I talked about the working area. You'd have coffee maker, fridge for drinks and lunch and stuff like that. We'd probably have some lockers to lock up some of your stuff in. And then we'd grow it from there. We might create, for those who like to do product reviews, we might open up to having themed out areas where you can do kind of like Linus Tech Tips does, or any of the other those product review sites do, and have those areas where you can unbox things and you can talk about things like real sets. But that's only if there's a true demand for it. And I know it helps me when when I have a place to go to do work, I can focus on that work. We want to do that for you streamers, and hopefully connect those streamers together. There's a big community of streamers out there in Alaska, but they're not getting together. They don't know each other, and there's no good way to do that. Ryzen 3rd gen CPUs, yes, you are right. Those things are beastly. PCI Gen 4 now, oh my goodness. And Ryzen has really been stepping it up. And honestly, from here on out, I think all the warehouse builds that we have are going to be AMD based. You can't beat the price, and you cannot beat that performance now. They have both sides of the market. We have all the warehouse computers that we have are all AMD 6-core processors. And as soon as AMD gets a good graphics card out there that can compete for the price, I think we'll probably move over to that as well. And then we would love to, because we're going to need computers for streaming, right? So I'm probably going to actually buy, or hopefully 3rd gen Ryzen's, if they're price competitive enough for me to buy them. And I think we'll probably build those live, not just live on stream, but probably live in place so that you can come by and actually watch as we build it together. And I think that would be a lot of fun for us to do. As you can see, we have a lot of Magic cards up here. We are looking to do some Magic stuff here in the not too distant future. I think we're already talking about having a free trading card night where it doesn't matter what kind of trading card game you play, we'll open up the warehouse and you can, just like our tabletop nights, you can go ahead and play free tabletop all day. I think that's going to be a lot of fun if we can get a good community behind that. I know some people were already talking about having a draw night for new decks that are coming out. Competitive Uno. There's probably a couple people who want to do that. So I don't see why not. We do have a couple of house decks made. We're getting hopefully a couple more house decks made, so that even if you don't have your own deck, but you want to get back into it, you want to be you want to get out of the house, be social, you'll be able to do that here. And those free days will be perfect for that. My phone, for some reason, is just blowing up. And it's all one group anyway, so that's not a big deal. Anyway, it's 9:22 on a Friday night. Unless you guys want to talk about anything else, we might just leave it there. And we hope we'll be open from 12 to 12 tomorrow. I know there's a Ren Fair tomorrow. I encourage you to go check it out. But afterwards, come on down, play some games. We'll be here all day. We're going to go Sunday, is what it is when we're closed. And we're going to have a good time. Drink some mead, have a good time, and hopefully we'll see you out here. Upcoming events, I should probably talk about that. Let me bring it up, and this way I'm not lying on dates. So next week we have the Extra Life Guild meeting. So that's so I said, I made a mistake. I said every the 15th, but I lied. It's going to be every Wednesday towards the middle of the month. At our new place, I will fix that. It's easier. It's going to be like every third Wednesday of every month or something like that. But anyway, it's June 12th at 6 p.m. here at the warehouse. We challenge you to come by, even if you are kind of on the rocks about streaming and stuff like that. Come on by and check it out. Bring a friend. And June 20th? No, June 13th is the extra. No, not June. June 12th. There it is, June 12th. I looked at the wrong date. Is the Extra Life Guild meeting. That's where we talk about just the fundraising that we're doing here in Alaska through Extra Life. And we help those who have questions. We help those who have streaming issues. We talk about those who want to share their stories about how they got involved. And we introduce those new people to Extra Life. And we talk about Extra Life events that are coming up. We talk about the Bigwood November 2nd game day. We talk about when we help people. We talk all things charity for Extra Life. So definitely, I would come. It's a great time. Meet some new people who are really passionate about helping kids, and that's why we do it. We help kids. And to date, we have raised over $14,000 for Extra Life. And that's me. That's everyone who joins our team. As a team, we have raised a great amount for kids. And I thank each one of you who are part of our team, because we really couldn't do it without you. Like, yeah, I can fundraise myself, but I get a great amount of joy pumping everyone up and helping everyone get to their goals. I think this week I might talk about coming up with some team. Maybe I'll say that for next Friday. We talk about some team goals that we can do where, if our team raises a certain amount, maybe I'll shave my hair off or dye a different color, shave my eyebrows off, something like that. Eat the hottest wings, a bunch of hot wings. We'll talk about that next week. So think about that. Remind me, and we will talk about it, and we'll set it in stone. This way, if we hit our goals, I think this year and last year we have a goal of $10,000 to try to raise. So if we can match that, I'd love to do something crazy. Other stuff, kids D&D meetup. This is a good one. So one of our D&D DMs has a kid who wants to play D&D and was always playing with adults, and that's not always the best for kids, especially when you want to get other kids involved. And so he thought, why not do a D&D night for kids at the warehouse? And so tomorrow at the Lusac Library, It's not really at the Lusac. It's at the Cuddly Family Midtown Park, which I think is near the library. At June 8th, 1 p.m., you'll see a warehouse sign. If you have a kid who really wants to get involved with D&D, or you think might want to get involved in D&D, bring them down and get them signed up. They're doing a first meet and greet there, so you can meet some of the kids who are going to be there. It's not all guessing game the night of. And then a week after, on Saturday, they'll all come to the warehouse and we'll get into teams or groups, and they'll actually start making characters as a group. And so that's going to be a lot of fun, especially if kids. And if you're an adult and you have a kid and you want to play with the kid, if you want to play D&D with your kid while within the group, that's fine too. Session 0, which is the kids D&D, is next not the Saturday coming up, the Saturday after, 1 p.m. and it's going to be here. And they're all going to get together and they're all going to figure out who's in what group and things like that. The 21st, I am super excited about this. 21st is the Warehouse 49 Fireside Gathering. That is going to be so much fun. It's going to be a Hearthstone Fireside Gathering, but we're going to have it outside as long as weather plays nice. We're going to use our fire pits and have a Fireside Gathering. And so it's a bring your own camp chair event. You can bring marshmallows to roast. We'll have one propane fire pit and one wood fire pit as long as we can, as long as there are no fire bans. And it's going to be a lot of fun by the fireside. So if you like Hearthstone, there's up to $200 in prizes. So I would definitely be there. It's $10 entry, but you could win a heck of a lot and have a lot of fun. And you'd be supporting us a little bit. So why not? Moving on to the 22nd. So June 21st is Friday. June 22nd is Saturday. Fortnite 1v1 tournament. That's going to be pretty fun. It's also $200 in prizes. Or if you are fight Fortnite or you like to prove yourself better than everyone locally, you can come by. It's $10 entry, up to $200 in prizes, and it's all Fortnite. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you don't want to bring your computer, you can use one of ours, and with the $10 entry, you get to use our computers, no problem, for free that night for that tournament. Also, on June 22nd, at 7 p.m., we're going to do D&D by the Fire. We have 2 DMs, and they're going to DM 2 awesome one-shots. It's one of them is going to be spooky. I didn't get any information on the other one. And it's also going to be outside, weather permitting, by the fire. And it's one of the things where if your character dies, which this campaign is going to be pretty hard, you just float your character sheet into the fire. Are you looking for donations for the s'more stuff? Not necessarily. I want people to bring in their own s'more stuff. S'mores are messy. That's why I said mostly just marshmallows. S'mores gets everywhere. It's messy. It's not great. But marshmallows, easy. You just eat it off the twig or stick, whatever you have, and you're good to go. S'mores, messy. But I'm not saying you can't. But I won't be providing any of the s'more stuff. D&D by the Fire. So if you like D&D, you don't have to be in the event. It's a free event. You don't have to be in the event to go. And you can just watch. If you want to just be involved, enjoy some campfire, be involved, that's perfectly fine. And then June 29th is our Extra Life Community Flea Market. This is an exciting one. We did it last year. Everyone who participated earned some money through their fundraising. And so we're basically doing kind of what Bosco's does with their Geek Swap Meet, but instead of just people selling stuff for money, they're selling it for donations through their Extra Life page. So there's no one getting paid. There's no cash involved. Everything 100% has to be credit and has to go through your Extra Life account. And so visit our event page on Facebook to take a look at that and sign up as a vendor if you want to. We're going to have plenty of people there, hopefully, selling some stuff for charity, and hopefully everyone will make a little bit of money on their Extra Life account. You don't have to be part of our team to be there. You just have to be part of Extra Life fundraising in order to get a spot. But you have to sign up beforehand so we know how many spots we have. We're gonna, if the weather's not that great, we'll have it inside. If it is great, we'll have it outside, and the whole backyard can be used whole front yard can be used. We'll put out garage sale signs so that we can get people over there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm going to try to bring some treats for the people selling some stuff. So be on the lookout for that. Or if you don't want to sell anything, stop by and see what we have. Buy something and help out charity. I think that's all the events that I have thus far. And we're always looking for events and adding new events. So be on the lookout. If you haven't already, subscribe to us our YouTube channel. Hit the like button if you think this is great. If you don't, hit the down button, but let me know why. And this way, I can make it better, because this is a community event, community space. We want to make things better for everybody. So with that, have a great weekend. I hope to see you here Saturday or Tuesday for Tabletop Tuesday, and see you later. I think the end stream, yep, is going to ask me. So, all right, guys, see you later.